Welcome to the Q1 Buck Poll. I'm Tim Hart with Mike Big Buck Hoffner. Well, we have been partying like we talked about last week, and this week we've got different stories from the Grand Rapids area.
Yeah, the stories have been fantastic. The people have been great. We've formed a lot of friendships, and I love this time of year. Grand celebration.
That's right. Well, not only are we going to see big bucks on today's show, but we also are going to see a turkey hunt because guys are starting to get that fever for spring turkey hunting. So we've got James Wardwell, and the videographer is Ryan Johnson, one of our pro staffers. So we've got that hunt on today. And, you know, Mike, we're going to be talking about the parties coming up, and I want to let everybody know March 3rd, Soaring Eagle Casino. We will see you there. Everybody's invited. If you have a buck in the contest, you can win the ATV.
I'll tell you what, we will have the buck board will be out. Last year, we couldn't get people off the stage. They were up there, cameras were flashing and going, man, tremendous bucks.
Yeah, exactly right. But you got to be present to win. All right, we've got all kinds of bucks coming up. We've got great stories and a turkey hunt. You're watching the Q1 Buck Poll. Stay with us.
Q1 Buck Poll, Michigan's biggest and best buck poll contest. Brought to you by these sponsors who support Michigan's great outdoors.
Back here on the Q1 Buck Poll. Well, it's time for stories from the Grand Rapids area, but before we have our stories, we've got some big bucks from Big Buck Hoffner.
Here we go, Tim. Let's start out with Scott Reiner from Freeland, Michigan with an 11-pointer, nice score of 51.63. Then we had Jim Pearson from Allen, Michigan with a 9-point buck. His score was 52. And finally, Jay Riley from Battle Creek, the score 45.25.
One of our friends that has been with us for a number of years in the Grand Rapids area is James Moran, and this year, just like every year that he's in the contest, Mike, he's got some big racks. It's a guy who kind of, you know, studies the land, and obviously the success is proving he's running the mark.
You know, I think I finally figured out his game plan.
Which is what?
Oh, well, he doesn't hunt the same farm every time. He hunts a lot of different farms, and, you know, he's there, you know, you got the weather's got to be right, the wind conditions got to be right, and he roams from area to area, and I think that's been the key to his success.
Here's some of the stories from our party.
Well, actually, they were taken same day, opening day of bow season this year. They actually were scrapping with each other. I saw the smaller of the two coming from the right after I'd already missed 2 buck that morning. So I was not feeling real confident, and usually I'm very confident in what I'm doing. But I saw this buck coming down the trail, and he looked pretty appealing to me, and I was bound and determined to make this 3rd shot count, and he just parsed up about 45 yards out, and I realized something wasn't right, and I kind of looked to my left and saw this other buck coming down the trail at him. And I actually thought the smaller of the two would run off, but they ended up locking horns. It wasn't a big type of a fight, but they were locking horns and what have you, and the big guy was definitely making progress on the little guy. So I was bound and determined to make this shot count, and lifted the crossbow and felt confident that I had hit him and hit him hard, and he didn't even flinch. So all of a sudden the little guy started making progress on the big guy, and next thing you know, he just fell over. And so I had a good hit on him, but I think because of the adrenaline, the fact that they were sparring and what have you, he didn't realize he had been hit. And so the little guy started trying to gore him and get him up and what have you, and next thing you know, he's kind of prancing around like a peacock. You know, with a crossbow, there's not a lot you can do. The best thing you can do under that circumstance is sit there and do nothing. If they don't know that you're there, the best possibility that you can create for yourself is not do anything. So I waited till the other one kind of pranced off and made his way and was able to cock the crossbow and so on and so forth. And about 5 hours later, about 3:30 in the afternoon, he come back the other way. He come back down the same trail he left, what have you, to come back, and I went ahead and drilled him, and they both expired about 20 yards apart from each other. So my Michigan deer experience was over the first day this year.
Randy shot a 10-pointer, 21 and 3/4 inch spread. You need to go online to look at this deer. 9.625 inches of mass, 10 1/4 inch longest tine, Total score 51.625. He shot it with a bow from 6 lakes. Randy, let's hear about this hunt.
Well, it was kind of a family affair. We were all watching it over the summer, and my dad, he's retired now, and he was kind of keeping an eye on the deer over the summer, and he actually built a gun blind out on top of the freestall barn. He kind of planned on shooting it with a gun, but I kind of got to him first. But anyways, so he was watching the deer for me, and Todd, my older brother over there, he helped me put the stand up, and then I got to give the biggest thanks to my brother Den. He missed him last year.
Oh, super. I'm glad your brother's a terrible shot. Awesome, brother. There he is. What would you be without brothers, right?
Right, yep. So it was I seen him on the 23rd, the night before the morning before I shot him. And I hunted the 23rd, seen him that morning, and didn't get a shot on him. He stayed about 100 yards out on me. My brother hunted there, Dennis, he hunted there that night, and seen him in the swale behind the stand. He come out, and he seen him, but he went the other way. Well, so I hunted that stand the next night. He come out, same spot, swale behind me, and he ended up coming in front of me about 30 yards, and I made a shot on him. So.
And dropped him right there, or did he go a little ways?
He went a little ways, about 60 yards.
Did you call your brothers to help you track him?
No, it was kind of a bad shot, but I waited on him. It was a gut shot, so I waited on him as long as I could, and me and my dad ended up going out about 12:30 at night and picking up the trail and ended up recovering him.
Those are just some of the stories from our Region 5 party that we held at the Huntin' Time Expo up at the Deltaplex in Grand Rapids. We'll have more stories coming up when we come back. We've got a turkey hunt. We also are going to be talking to some people from the Coldwater region, which is really Region 1, Branch, St. Joe, and Hillsdale County. So great stories, big bucks. Stay with us, the Q1 Buck Poll. Time now for our sponsor spotlight. We're at Brighton Harley-Davidson. I got John Vergona with us. John, how are you doing today?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing real well. Let's talk about the selection of Harley-Davidsons, because you got a great selection here.
Yeah, we're actually getting a lot of the 2012 models in right now. We've got a lot of their touring models in. We've got them as far as the fast V-Rods, the chopper-style bikes, and again, most popular is our tourings.
Talk to me about some of the accessories that these bikes come with now.
Actually, right now they've got cruise control, they've got ABS brakes, which ABS braking is just awesome. GPS, they've plug-and-play iPod. I mean, these things are, they're awesome bikes right now.
All right, so we've got a great new selection here. Talk to me about the used selection.
We have definitely Michigan's largest pre-owned used inventory. We probably have right now about 150 used bikes in stock.
And if I wanted to dress up my bike, if I had a bike right now, what about parts and accessories?
We have endless amounts of parts and accessories. I mean, if you're the guy who likes to go all chrome, we can get your bike looking like a mirror. If you want to be the guy that's all black, I mean, we can black your bike all out. And we actually can put that all right in with the monthly payment on the bikes too.
Okay, talk to me about service after the sale.
After the sale, you go back on up to our service department where they'll put all the accessories on. We've got a full line of master techs back there. Every one of our techs are master techs. We definitely have the best wrenches in the state of Michigan.
All right, John, and one thing we want to talk about too, because a lot of people like to wear the Harley clothing, and again, you got a big clothing shop back here.
Oh yeah, everybody likes the Harley clothing. We have tons and tons of Harley clothing and tons on our clearance rack, as you can see right there. So.
All right, so some great deals, great specials going on. One of our sponsors here on the Q1 Buck Poll, Brighton Harley-Davidson. John, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Right. Stay with us, we got more coming up. Back here on the Q1 Buck Poll. If you want to see all the bucks in the contest, you can go to q1buckpoll.com and click on the buck standings. They'll have the top bucks from around the state. In addition, then you can pick out whatever region you want to take a look at, and you know, from there, you can see what's happening out there and who's got the biggest deer in the contest.
Yeah, you can take a look at it and probably take you all day to get through the entries that we have. We had a lot of entries this year, and of course, a lot of nice bucks.
All right, before we go turkey hunting to whet your appetite for the spring turkey season, we've got more bucks with Big Buck Hoffner.
All right, Tim, let's start out with Orville Hackworth from Jackson, Michigan with an 8-pointer. His score was 43 3/4. Robert Cornell from Otsego with an 11-pointer. His score was 46. And John Wilmore with a 10-pointer from Stanwood, Michigan. The score was 41 3/4.
Are you
You're ready, man.
I'm ready, man. Let's go turkey hunting here on the Q1 Buck Pull.
Ready for his first turkey. Me and Mitchell are set up inside the blind because there's no really good trees to put 2 people by, so we got this blind that he left here last year. It's kind of decrepit, old, and broken down, but hey, it's gonna work for 2 people for video camera and calling. So Mitchell got his this morning with his bow, the first one with his bow, nice one. Now we're trying to get James's first one, period. A bearded hen. That is a bearded hen right there. James opted out of shooting it. That's a big bird. Man. Yeah. Those 4 longbeards just chase the big downed bird out. Shoot whenever you're ready. If you see him, shoot him. Shoot him when you're ready. Shoot him. Okay, whenever you're ready. Go ahead. You're not gonna... Shoot. Good shot. Good shot, bud.
Dropped, and that was a 50-yard shot.
Oh, we've been waiting for this turkey for a long time. He's pound me, man. Pound me. Yes. Let's get this. Let's get that sucker. Heck yeah. Oh my gosh, good job. Yes, that's a big old bird, dude. Grab that shell. That's keepsake. Yes.
Oh, shoot for the day.
Woohoo! Whoa! Nice.
Whacking and stacking.
Oh yeah.
You want to feel bird?
Yeah.
Get
Down
him,
there.
James.
Get down there, grab him, pick him up.
Down there. Pick that sucker up.
There you go, watch it.
You got, pick him right up.
Put that gun down first.
Here.
There you go, good job.
Yes. First turkey. First turkey.
Nice.
Very nice.
Congratulations.
Good job. Thank you.
That deserves another celebration.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Tell us about them. Tell us how cold you are. Tell us how cold it is.
My hands are freezing.
It's not the typical turkey day. This morning we woke up and there was snow and sleet and rain, and we went back to bed, woke up again, and there was snow on the ground. And it finally broke, and we went out and Mitchell got his with his bow.
Yep.
And just before dark, actually the hen flew up, and he was kind of standing around, and I think he wanted to get a better position to fly up in the tree.
All right, that's going to end our turkey. But how about that?
I got to get the things to put in my mouth do a lot
Yeah,
better.
you're just going to go. I tell you, I am ready to roll. I don't know if that's a good call or not, but I know how to go turkey hunting. You go with an expert.
I think you got it down, man. You don't take the gun; they just bring you.
Yes,
Do they sit you out there like a turkey in the field, put a few feathers on you, and you call them in?
It could very well happen, but hopefully not this season yet. Anyway, we've got all kinds of bucks coming up. We've got more stories, and again, we remind you to go to q1buckpole.com. You can see all of our past TV episodes and see all the bucks and what's going on, especially with the prize parties coming up. Stay with us. We've got all that and more coming up right here. You're watching the Q1 Buck Pole. Well, we've got more stories. This time we've got stories from the Region 1 party, which is the Branch, Hillsdale, and St. Joe County areas. And you know, Mike, one of the things that happened is we had a number of stories. We had some big, thick racks come out of the southern regions.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, it's the food belt. And I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, southern Michigan has really exploded over the last couple of years in the quality of deer that they bring. And boy, I'll tell you what, there were some nice deer with some nice mass.
All right, let's take a look at some of our featured bucks now on the Q1 Buck Pole.
Okay, let's start out with David Eisberg from Whittle Lake with a 12-pointer. His score was 49.5. Kenneth Mays from Vassar, Michigan with an 11-pointer. The score was 39.5. And Garrett Siddall from Manton with a 12-point buck. The score, 41.5. And finally, Matthew Schultes from Bentley, Michigan, 9-point buck. His score was 50.
All right, now it's time to go and hear some more stories, including one from Eugene Cox, 20-inch spread, an 8-pointer. I tell you right now, I love when you have a wide spread on these racks.
Okay, you like the spread, I go for the mass.
All right, here's some of the stories. Eugene shot an 8-pointer, a 20-inch spread, 11 1/4 inches of mass, 11 1/2 inch longest tine, 50 3/4 inches with a bow from Coldwater. And what a great deer. Tell me about the story.
Okay, it was November 1st, and I was hunting with a buddy. We go hunting, we get 1 week off together and see each other about once a year, and we go bow hunting. And got out there on a Tuesday morning, and I seen 2 bucks before this one, and I seen 3 does. So I always like to can a doe, so I'm going to shoot a doe, and I pull my bow back and go to shoot the doe, and my bow dry fired. The knock came out of the arrow, and lucky enough I did that, because I wouldn't have never got that one if I didn't. And then 11:15, I seen a brown spot out in the woods where it was real thick, so I just stood up and got ready. He come in and still didn't know what it was, and he stopped and opened up the scrape, and then he went up and licked the branch in the tree, and it's still so thick back there I couldn't see what it was, but I did see one of the long tines, and I said, well, they got an 8-point rule. I said, well, he's got to be at least an 8-point. I figured it'd be a great big huge non-typical, and then I only had like a 3-foot window to shoot, so I said, well, what the heck, I might as well draw now, wait, and when he come out, and then he came out and stopped just a second. I shot him, and I thought I almost hit him too far in the front shoulder. And he just went, and took off like a rocket. And I'm going, oh, man. And I waited 45 minutes, went down right just about where he stood. He broke the arrow off, and there wasn't enough on the arrow to say so, but 10 inches of the arrow was gone. So I knew where he ran, so I went up about 80 yards where he made the turn and found blood. And then I walked back to the house and got my buddy and said, I just stuck a great big one. So we waited and went back about an hour later, tracked him about another 50 yards. My buddy says, there he is. And I said, where? And he says, right there. And I said, oh my God. So we jumped up and down for joy and went over and got him. And it took us about an hour and a half to drag him 100 yards.
But it was probably one of the lightest drags you ever did, right?
It was for us.
A lot of adrenaline going on. Well, I tell you what, if you take a look at what fabulous tines going up and the length of the tine.
It scored 146 gross and 143 7/8 net. I had it scored Saturday.
That is awesome, and that is a great deer. Eugene Cox, let's give him a round of applause. Dale Flogger shot a 16-pointer, 18-inch spread, 12 1/4 inches of mass, 9 1/2 inch longest tine, total score 55 3/4, a crossbow from Reading. And that is a great looking deer, a lot of mass. Have you hunted the same area? Tell me a little bit about the hunt and the area you were in.
Actually, it's my own property. I hadn't seen a deer there, buck all year. It was Halloween night, trick or treat to me, you know. I hadn't seen any bucks, so I was going to go with my nephew hunting. He called me up, said that he wasn't going to go, and so I said, well, I guess I'll just go out back then. And so I go out back, I climb up in the tree stand, and I see three bucks out there that night. Now, what a deal. Well, dusk comes, and I'm about ready to get down, and all of a sudden this one pops out of the woods right from beside me. And I bring up the crossbow, and I got a sling on the crossbow, and it hits the safety bar in front of me. Scares the thing out into the field, and I'm thinking, oh great, I just screwed up here, you know. Well, then 2 more deer come out from behind me, and so I just keep my eyes on him because I knew he had a good sized rack on him. And pretty soon he decided that the other deer had made the noise, and he started walked a little ways. The flashlight quit working, of course. You know? So I
Get your cell phone out.
thought about it. I finally decided I might as well go to the house and get another flashlight because it was going to be a long night if I had to track him any distance. And I got to the house, decided I better call my nephew. He's a hound dog when it comes to tracking something, and we found it about 100 yards away in the middle of the bean field.
Just some of the stories from our parties. We've got more parties coming up, including we're going to be featuring Tori Pulowski. She's going to be at our Jackson party, and that'll be on one of the upcoming shows. And Mike, you have not seen up close that deer with the velvet everywhere.
You know what? I'm impressed with her because, you know, most people think when you go out, you're a seasoned veteran hunter. To get a deer like that, congratulations to her.
All right, and I remind you that March 3rd, we'll be at the Soaring Eagle Casino. Everybody is welcome. Bring your guests, bring your friends. We're going to have booths there. We'll have the Darton Archery Shooting Trailer. You'll be able to check out crossbows and bows and have some fun. We'll have raffles, prize giveaways for guests and also the hunters. And then the final thing is, the ATV is given away. So every hunter that is registered in the contest, your name, if you're there, goes into the barrel, and we'll have a random draw at the end of the night.
I'll tell you what, people go crazy for the ATV. It's a phenomenal evening, a phenomenal event. Don't miss it.
One of the other things that we'll give away that night is from lastminutehuntingandfishing.com, and that will be the Saskatchewan whitetail hunt. So you can go online right now. There's still time to register. Go to q1buckpole.com, click on the icon of lastminutehuntingandfishing.com, and get yourself registered. And that night, we will have that drawing plus a number of other things from them. So again, it's going to be a great night. And Big Buck Hoffner will be there, and we are going to be having a lot of fun.
I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
All right, thanks for watching this week's edition of the Q1 Buck Poll. I'm Tim Hardy's Mike Big Buck Hoffner. Remember, whenever you're out in the woods, be safe.
For the latest on Michigan hunting, pick up the current edition of Woods and Water News, Michigan's premier outdoor publication, available on newsstands or by subscription. Woods and Water News, proud sponsor of the Q1 Buck Poll.
Hello?
Okay.
I did my lead in and it's like, hello? Come on, man.
Okay.
These people are waiting and you're holding down.